right, guys. Coach, give an opening statement, then we'll take questions.
Anytime you come on the road, great basketball game for people to watch. I thought, Maryland's been playing great. Their last 2 home games, they beat Washington and Iowa. Buzz is doing a really good job with this group. It's always tough at this time of the year when you haven't had the season that you want to keep the guys focused on what's important, and what's important is coming down to Maryland and playing really good basketball. And we did that for 20 minutes. It's been one of our traits, but had enough at the end, gutted it out, got the free throws, got some stops. So real proud of our team. It hasn't been, one of those years, and when you're fighting the phones and you're fighting all the things that these players have to fight, and with all the options they have coming up, you got to get them focused. And I think we did a great job of getting our guys focused on what was important, and that was coming on the road and playing a good Maryland team, well-coached team with, players playing really well. Andre Mills is playing as good a basketball as anybody in the league, and, being focused and not having any turnovers in this game really helped us and showed that, they kind of followed the report. So good win on the road. Yeah, it's like anything in these games. We've had big leads, and other teams have had. You got to play 40 minutes. So try to tell our guys, halftime doesn't mean the game's over. Halftime just means the battle has just begun, and the other team is ready to go. So our defense was great in the first half, and the second half not so great. It's been kind of the tale of our season, but it was great down the stretch when we needed some stops, and I was real proud of our guys for that.
You guys forced 14 turnovers in that first half. Brown kind of got it together in the second half. What did they do to adjust offensively to kind of mitigate that?
Well, they scored more, obviously. But they had 19 turnovers. Has to be a season high. So our defense was active and put them in tough spots. But, if we could play 40 minutes of defense like the first half, we would have a lot different record, that's for sure. But it's a 40-minute game, and, I was just proud of our guys. When it got crunch time, they responded, and that's a great sign for 7 freshmen and a young basketball team. Yeah.
Right.
Steve, what was your thoughts on the flagrant on Emmanuel, and how much did you think that helped them?
Yeah, all those kind of, calls are important in the basketball game. I haven't seen it on tape, so I haven't really looked at it. But, he said he didn't, and that's what happens too. And those are things I tell our guys all the time. It's just the road. The road is difficult, and calls aren't going to go your way. Sometimes they are. The refs did a good job, but I don't. That's also a great momentum thing for teams, and you get 2 free throws, and then you get the ball back. So, you never want to put your guys through that. But it was a real physical basketball game all the way around, and unfortunately we got that call. Yeah.
Tariq has struggled from the floor of late with some of his efficiency shooting-wise, but he's still, being effective. Got to the line 10 times tonight. How has he had to adjust his game to continue being effective?
19 points, 4 assists, no turnovers. I love his game. His floor games have been better. He's getting more assists. He's getting people involved. You got to give credit to the other team. Solomon Washington, who was one of their biggest players, was guarding them all night. But he moved the ball. He scored when we needed him to, And, he's one of those guys. You got to figure out a way, even when the ball's not going in, to score points, and he kind of does that. Yeah.
Steve, you guys were out-rebounded by 24. What does that number tell you?
Yeah, when you turn them over 19 times, there's no rebounds on those, too. So, yeah, I don't like that number. Last time they had 18 offensive rebounds, which, was something, and this time they had 16. So we didn't do a great job on that end of the floor. But, you go on the road and you win a game, and you appreciate it. Do we got to fix some things? Yeah, we've had all season long, but keep showing signs. The young guys are fighting, and we're getting them better, and that's an important part of us moving forward here.
Steve, 17 threes, a lot of shots at the rim. What did you think of your team's shot selection tonight? How the looks?
Yeah, I love the final score, 69-65, and I love the win. So, do we have some open ones? Yeah, I love that fact that you guys don't ask me anymore about free throw shooting. And J. Mike missed that one yesterday at the end there. That was on purpose. So, we won a game from the free throw line. Would we like to make more threes? Yeah, absolutely. But there's always 2 teams playing, and Maryland's a really good defensive team with some good length. And, I love Lino, how he got us off to a good start. He's getting better as a freshman. I thought Caden had some good looks, and we got to trust those guys too. And I like Haroon got some good looks. You got to trust them and that they're going to make them. But, you can't have everything every night. If you could, your record would look a lot different. All right. I want to thank the riot squad too. They came down here and they were loud and it's great when our group travels. It really is, and I appreciate those guys.
Just last one. You talk about keeping guys away, their focus away from their phones, focus on the rest of the season.
Yeah.
How important was it to win this game?
Well, I mean, yeah, every game is important, but I don't know if you guys know. These kids go through a lot in the phone. There's a lot of, and they got a lot of options, and to get them focused on being where their feet are and winning the next game sometimes. It was a hard thing to do, and I'm real proud of our guys. I challenged them to be focused. They were focused in practice. They were focused today. Now they can attack their phones for the next 4 hours on the bus, so they'll be happy with that. And, I'll now try to get them to all that stuff they read to get them back to reality and get ready for, we play Michigan State on senior night, top 10 team, obviously the best coach in the country or one of the best coaches in the country. So let them enjoy a few minutes, and then we'll try to get them focused on the next task at hand, which is to go on the road and win another, road game.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you
Appreciate
guys
it.
for being here. Appreciate it.